The problem was the app. That just, it frustrated so many of our customers. Oh, I can't install the app. Do I need an iPhone for this? Oh, I've got a Samsung. How do I find the app on my Samsung, right? So the product was perfect. It worked, but it was the assembly that was the bottleneck. And she had few people send it back, and a lot of people asking questions. How do I install this? Do I need to update my phone? Are those questions you want to deal with? Not really, right? So that's why we say, no assembly, no instructions is kind of ideal. You want something that they take it out of the box and immediately it's ready. People can start using it. They're the perfect products you want, where there's no hassle, no headaches, and they're happy. And that's how you get 5-star reviews as well. Something you can brand later on as well, and no trademarks or patents as well. What you generally will find if you're buying from Leeline or Alibaba is a lot of products you'll find selling. If it's on Alibaba, you can sell it, right? Where you don't want to be selling stuff like Disney or stuff like Frozen Disney, Teenage Mutant Turtles. You don't want to do any of those products because they're all patented, trademark, protected. So you can invent your own character, Thomas the Turtle, sure, if you want. But you don't want to be infringing on anyone else's trademarks. So 8 must-haves. Non-seasonal, what that basically means is something that sells throughout the year, right? Is ski gloves seasonal? Yeah. Depends where you are, actually, doesn't it? Canada, you're selling throughout the year. Non-patent, trademarked. I've got here less than 100 reviews. Does anyone know the reason why we say sell a product that has less than 100 reviews? Yeah. Oh, it's. Does anyone else have an idea? If you find a product that's got 50 reviews and it's doing like $5,000, $6,000 a month.
If you're trying to compare it, say you try to compare against a product that's got 5,000 reviews and you got none, you got not much chance. Where if it's only 100, you got more of a chance of breaking into that market.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Mark got it right. So if you find a product that's got 50 reviews and it's doing $5,000 or $10,000 a month, to get reviews doesn't take a lot of effort. It takes a bit of time, but it does take a lot of effort, right? Like if someone's got 5,000 reviews and they're selling a knife sharpener, you want to sell exactly the same knife sharpener, I would say find a product that's making money, that's got 50 reviews. And if they're making money, it won't take you too long to get up to 50 reviews. So it just sort of shows you don't need a lot of reviews to make sales on Amazon. A lot of people try you out, everyone starts from zero, right? I mean, we've got people in the room that have launched products on Amazon. We've launched them as well. They make sales, even though they've only got no reviews. They've got 0 reviews. They still make sales because people will try you out. But you don't want to be competing with someone that's got 5,000 reviews because people go, oh, well, I've got 5,000 reviews in this hand and no reviews on this hand, and I might as well just buy from this person, right? So small, lightweight makes sense, doesn't it? If it's small, shoebox size, lightweight, it's just going to be easier to store. How Amazon charge for shipping or storage is they charge on the space it takes up. So to store something like this, a clicker or an iPhone, a cover case, small products, you're looking at like less than 1 cent a month. That's how cheap Amazon is for shipping, for storing products, like less than 1 cent a month. So when you sort of think about that, why would you want to store your own products? They actually get cheaper shipping in Australia Post. Australia Post is a bit of they're very expensive. Australia Post have just continually increased in their prices. They're very expensive.
Well, they're going that way because they're not getting mail now, so they're going the package. They're making their money off the packaging.
They used to make all the money from eBay, but now Amazon has surpassed eBay in Australia, so they're losing money.
There's no mail anymore, hardly.
There isn't. That's right. Email's sort of taken over a little bit, but it just showed shipping one product, like shoebox size, with Australia Post would be about $15 to $20. With Amazon, you're looking at $8. So they're half the price. There's one warehouse in Sydney called Kemps Creek. It's run by AI. It's all robots. You can visit it as well. I don't know whether you know that. You can actually visit the warehouse and do a tour. But they ship out 100,000 packages a day. Just that one warehouse. So they get volume bulk discounts. So you'll never be able to, Amazon will always be cheaper than Australia Post, for sure. Non-seasonal, beach balls, you don't be selling this sort of stuff that's only like, seasonals every 6 months or so. Winter-based products, obviously, Halloween decorations, Christmas decorations, just avoid any of this sort of stuff. Very short life cycles. Some people say, oh, I want to sell Santa Claus on my t-shirt, right? Yeah, but are people going to be buying that in July? Probably not. All right. Google Trends, this is actually a very good website to go to. It's a free website where, I might just put it up here as well. If you just go to Google and type in trends, this is an awesome website where whatever you're thinking of buying or selling on Amazon, you type it in there, like, now if you want to sell, for example, water jugs, right? And Google will actually let you know how many people are searching for water jugs throughout the year and tell you whether or not it's actually seasonal. So trends.google.com. It's a very good website to check out. But seasonality, so this is a good example. So I typed in Halloween decorations here. You sort of see, I believe this was for America as well, but you sort of see there's a big jump here, and that was around October, which is around the October, the Halloween, and then it drops. So no one throughout the year is buying Halloween decorations, and then it starts climbing in around August, right? So you can sort of see that's seasonal, right? So do you want to be selling that? No. Here's another example, pool cleaner. You can sort of see this, again, this is America, so their June, July was their summer. So pool cleaner, you can sort of see, so throughout the year, not so many people, but around May, it starts climbing up. And all this information is free. Google gives it away and tells you basically how many people are searching for this and whether or not there's any seasonality element to it. So, it reaches its peak around, 1st of June or something, and then it sort of goes down. So same thing. Here's another one, baby clothing. So throughout the year, so that's non-seasonal. You sort of see throughout the year, it's the same thing. Doesn't go up, doesn't go down. It goes up and goes down, but doesn't hit rock bottom. So that's a good example of something that's non-seasonal. So check out Google Trends, because this is, it's very easy. You go there and you type it, whatever product you're thinking of selling, type it in and see if there's any seasonality to that particular product, all right? Avoid electronic products. If something breaks, if you don't know how to fix it, don't sell it. That's really the litmus test to follow. Keep your product simple. Has anyone bought one of these products before, the Jade roller sets? No? Yeah. They're quite, how simple can you get? Like it's like a little roller you're rolling your skin. That's essentially it. It flattens out your wrinkles and things like that. Such a simple product. We bought a few samples when I was in China a few years back. Such a simple product, really basic. Price points, $25 to $100. Usually anything above $25 is a good place to sort of start. And you don't want to be sometimes too expensive. Like we generally say, don't for your first product sell stuff over $100. What's the reason? Does anyone know?
It's a sweet point. People don't question themselves.
That's right. If it's $150, some people go, they are. Do I really need this product? Do I really want it? Some people sort of, don't action on it. They add it to their favorites. They'll ask their wife or their partner. They'll ask their mates down the pub. They'll ask their pet rock, And then basically they'll forget about it after a few days. So you want something where it's the impulse buying range, where $25 all the way up to $100. If it's something simple, for $50, $60, they'll just buy it. They won't question it, they'll just buy it. They won't even talk to anyone. So that's kind of what you want to sell. That's the price point you want, right? No patents or trademarks, obviously. Don't sell Lego or Disney, things like that. There is a search you can do. This is a free tool with Google. You just type this in, patents.google.com. Another really good tool from Google. And you just type in the product that you want to sell, and Google will actually let you know whether or not there's any patents on that. There's a lot of free tools for patents. There's another one, I think it's ip.gov.au, so just the Australian government, that's a free tool as well. Generally, if you buy from Alibaba, like I said before, you're generally you're kind of safe, because China suppliers protect their butts. They want to make sure that they're covered. In China, it's very, very bad. Very bad, what they call guangxi. Very bad, like face.
It's bad karma.
Yeah, it's very bad karma to actually sell something, to sell something that the paint belongs to somebody else. And because China makes so much money out of the exports of people buying from China, They want to protect that industry. So if someone's producing Lego products that shouldn't be producing Lego products, so this is a story that happened, another sourcing agent told me this years ago, and there was a company that was infringing someone else's patent. So what the Chinese did, the Chinese police came to the supplier, they sent all the workers home, they said, all right, go home, just get out, go home. They arrested all the directors of the company, actually arrested them, put them in jail until trial impending. Like, that's how serious it is in China in protecting the patents, because it's such a big industry over there. So, like I said, generally they protect their butts. If they're selling something on Alibaba, they will own the patent to that product. So generally it's on Alibaba, you're quite safe. You can always ask them, do you own the patent? But they probably will, because it's they can go to prison, essentially.
So Amazon will accept the same branding without any work.
What a patent is, it's a design.
If you give the Chinese brand from the suppliers.
Yeah, or no brand. You don't need any brand. Like this is made with a mold. So to make this, you've got to pour the plastic into a mold, an iron cast mold, and it forms. And then, who owns that mold? That's the patent. The Chinese supplier owns that mold. But they can put your brand here, if you want. I mean, you're not going to put someone else's brand there, are you? Right? Yeah, it's either your brand or no brand. And what most of our clients do is they do no brand, because it's just faster. But you can put your own brand. So this is the free search with the Australian government. So there's a lot of free places you can search for, but like I said, Alibaba is usually quite safe. Less than 100 reviews, that's another reason, another thing to focus on as well. If it has small reviews and it's making money, it means you guys can as well. With it's not too much you need to do. Non-brand dominated. What that means is you don't want to be selling stuff that's already, there's a big market already for that. So if you want to sell Cadbury and make your own chocolates, right? Cadbury's kind of done. People know, they trust Cadbury. Same thing in nappies. If you want to sell nappies, how hard is that going to be? Like, people, mums and dads, they already know the nappies, they already know that brand, they love and trust that. So for you to break into that market, it's going to be too tough. There's not too many of these, actually. Like, there's a lot of people that bring in the pet nappies and other products, and there's not too many people that are so recognised. But Huggies is one example of a company you don't want to mess with, because people, especially around babies, they love and they trust those brands. So yeah, you don't want to jump on a product that's already brand dominated. But there's not too many of those. Small, lightweight, that makes sense. Smaller, it's just going to be cheaper and easier to ship. Non-fragile, breakable products. If you have these products, we have maybe one client in this room that sells these products. As long as they're packaged well, and this is a good example, right? Styrofoam. Like, they've got a machine in China that actually, it's a big machine that's called I think it's called a break test. And what they do is they put these products, like a glass, in these styrofoam, and it's called a drop. I think they drop it, right? And they measure at what point does the item break, at what point does it drop, and whether or not it needs more protection. And this is how well the Chinese sort of suppliers, they measure everything.
Desktop computers, when they first came out, they had to have a 6-inch drop test. So if you were moving it on your desk and you dropped it from 6 inches, it must still work.
Yeah, right. Okay, I didn't hear about that. So that's interesting. It's a 6-inch drop test. Yeah, so it's like that. Sort of, yeah. So they measure the drop test is actually, thanks Bill, yeah. So they've got these machines that measure, do the drop test. So it's, you can sell glass stuff if you want, but we just say don't, just generally don't. It's going to be easier. If you sell glass, it needs to be in something like this. It does. If you're selling pet products or plush products, it could be in a plastic bag. It's poly bag. It's easy, much easier. So something that's obviously making money, you want to focus on products that are obviously